Welcome to Giovanna and Anjali's Ishmael adventure.
To start off, we have a picture of Anna Garcia, a geologist that gave a presentation at the Mojave Water Agency Summit. Anna told us, "I know you two have the potential to change the world." Meeting her really left an impact with us as we realized that people are already out there in the world making a change, and we can too. It inspires us to the point that now we have realized we are capable of making a change.
Here, Giovanna is featured with a bulk container of mazola oil. This is an example of reducing waste since buying in bulk reduces the amount of packaging used to package our food. You do not realize how many items you buy in small packages and how much waste is produced. This helped us open our eyes to the fact that buying in bulk is actually cheaper and can also be a lot more beneficial for the environment.
Next up is me, with an incense burning. I'm creating an air pollution from a mobile source. This releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Small things like lighting candles or burning incense can have an adverse effect on the environment that you don't even realize. Next time you light a fireplace, realize how much carbon dioxide pollution you are emitting and contributing to global warming.
The two cars pictured, a Toyota Sienna that gets 19 miles per gallon and a Fiat 500e that gets 121 miles per gallon, have a 102-mile difference per gallon. Driving an electric car may not be an option for everyone, as electric cars do tend to be more pricey. However, even driving cars with decent mileage can have a huge impact on your carbon footprint, in that it reduces it.
Next is Giovanna with meat being retailed. The meat pictured is chicken. This showed us the negative nature of consumer demand. All the chicken that were displayed were pristine and perfect. This made us realize how the chicken must be pumped full of harmful antibodies and chemicals to get it just right for human consumption. Upon further look into meat consumption, the treatment of animals is often poor, as well as the living conditions of animals. Here I am pictured with produce being retailed, most specifically watermelon. Just like with the meat, all of the watermelons were uniform shape and size. We looked into it and realized that so much produce goes to waste simply because it isn't pretty. This reveals a large flaw in our society and makes us realize we are throwing away perfectly good food for no reason, something we recognize we also contribute to.
Pictured is Anjali at Mojave Narrows Regional Park, where seeing a natural reserve so close to home made us realize that the beauty of nature is closer to home than we originally thought. It also is shocking to see that we need to preserve nature this close to home. We as humans have so little control, we have to restrict ourselves from totally destroying all habitats. It is shocking and eye-opening.
Next is the Mojave River State Fishing Hatchery. This facility breeds fish, especially big trout, which are then consumed by the people of California. The fact that we need to grow our own fish directly points to the fact that overfishing is a severe problem. This once again makes us realize just how we as humans are destroying the ocean biome.
Here is Anjali with some cumulus clouds, which generally appear on fair days but can also cause thunderstorms in hot weather. By understanding the specific cloud we pictured and researching on it, the fact that nature is cyclical really came into perspective. Everything in nature functions a certain way and for a certain reason. This is why when humans disrupt it, chaos can ensue.
The ocean pictured is the Pacific Ocean, off the coast of the beautiful island of Catalina. The ocean in itself is such a vast and unexplored territory. Simply looking into it, you can see it teeming with life. When humans disrupt this large, calm habitat through activities such as oil spills, we cannot even determine what all is lost. Even just looking at the ocean made us realize how small we are, but how we as humans affect the world around us in adverse ways. We spent a good deal of time just sitting and relaxing on the coast, which showed us how natural and innate the instinct for humans to be in nature is.
Next, I am pictured with a composting pit, again on the island of Catalina. Inside this composting pit, the nitrogen cycle is working to break down the food and other sources of carbon present in order to release nitrates back into the soil. The carbon comes from the food as well as twigs and hay that is added. The nitrogen also comes from food and is converted as the food is broken down. The nitrifying bacteria helps bring the nitrogen into the soil and provide nutrients for future plants. The carbon also gets recycled as nutrients and helps produce more food and plants. This helped show us how even doing small things like composting, we can help return nature to its natural state of things.
This water pollution is some sort of oil we found in Spring Valley Lake. We could not identify what exactly had polluted the water, although we assume that it is gasoline, as it is a lake used for recreational purposes, and boats are often present on the lake. We were shocked to find that we had never noticed the amount of water pollution being spread in our own backyards. It made us realize how activities we do for fun have a very negative effect on our environment.
Here's a propane tank. Once natural gas is extracted, propane is obtained as a byproduct of the refining process and is stored while in a liquid state. Propane is something used in an activity as common as barbecuing. However, there are such adverse effects that come from the use of propane. For one, we are severely depleting our non-renewable resources. And two, the process by which we obtain the product is very harmful for the environment. It can cause air pollution as well as water pollution, and in some areas completely destroy an environment beyond repair.
Pictured here is Giovanna beside a wild cucumber on Catalina Island. This is an invasive species that was brought from southern Canada and southern Manitoba and now grows all over Catalina. This seed spot, which is the green spiky thing in the picture, is said to be a very spiritual experience to whoever consumes it, and directly after that it kills them. This made us realize that nature is not only brutal, it can be cruel. Another factor is that this plant was brought to the island by humans. Whether intentionally or not, it was still brought there, and now it has completely taken over and has largely affected both the plant and animal life negatively.
Next is a water transport system on Catalina. It is used to transport water from the aquifer beneath the island to the kelp camp that we stayed at. This made us realize that water crises are a legitimate issue. The water on Catalina Island is being severely depleted, and it is the only water available for use by the residents of the island. While on our hike at the kelp program, we learned about how there is a limited amount of water on the island, and certain measures have to be taken in order to conserve it. Measures such as taking 3-minute showers. Water issues are a world problem, and seeing it so close to home really resonated with us and made us realize a change must occur. Lastly, we found that the greatest beauty of this adventure to be that of Catalina Island. Especially this area of Catalina has been so beautifully preserved, and it was so invigorating to find that nature and science is so complex that we spent days learning about the organisms and systems occurring on this small stretch of beach and the valley behind it. From the smallest microbes to the great riverbeds, everything we saw was a true work of beauty because it fit so perfectly within the greater system of Catalina.
Doing this project has made us aware of our environment, both the good and the bad. However, most importantly, it made us realize that no matter what act we are doing, it impacts the environment in some way. Whether that is driving to school or even taking a shower, consequences are attached, and we realize that we may not be able to change our lifestyles drastically. We have been given perspective. It's perspective that we can use to change the future. The environment is our home, and if we don't protect it, we have nothing, and ultimately, we will be nothing.